What you're gonna need, depending on the type of pedal. So we got two types here. This is gonna require a crescent to get off. And then these are the new pedals, and you can get these with an Allen key. So I've got an Allen key here that fits it. And then when I pull pedals off, I like to clean everything. These are the washers that came off. You can see it's got gunk all over it. I like to clean them. So you can use Dawn. This is just diluted Dawn. Or you can use isopropyl alcohol. Dawn is very mild, but isopropyl alcohol is not. It is something that has a little bit more solvent power, so just be cautious when doing this. You don't want to spray your bike directly, so I just like to clean these washers first, get them dry. If you have a new set of these that came with your pedals, that's what I would use. Another thing I like to do is I like to keep these little bristle cleaners. You can probably get these anywhere, but when you do this, I try to also take a pick and get any like obvious metal shavings out. I mean, this is metal on metal essentially, and you don't want to tear your pedals up. So I like to go through and just clean out in here. I just like to go around with a pick to make sure that there's no obvious leftover big chunks of gunk. So with pedals, you'll notice this has an L on it. That's very obvious. These are old pedals. There's no obvious marking except for right there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's an R. Pedals are threaded differently, so I could not put a left pedal on the right pedal and vice versa, because they're threaded differently. You couldn't even do it. Another thing you're going to need is just multi-purpose silicone grease. You can use really any silicone grease. Most kind of standard practices. SRAM butter. That's a good one. This is just kind of what you get at your parts store, and it doesn't take a lot. So I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on the pedal, just in the threads here. And I'm going to take this washer. I'm going to put it on. Where's the thread at? There it is. Okay. Alright, and now that it's threaded, you can kind of, as it threads on, until it kind of hits a point where you're going to have to use your Allen wrench. Then I'm going to make sure that this washer is starting to get seated. There we go. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. I don't want to do too much, just kind of hand tight. I'm sure there's a torque spec for it, but I just hand tight, especially this is a really long Allen wrench, and so they're going to be able to put a lot more torque to it. There you go, new pedal.
Yay. It's pretty.